Hey guys, OJ Binding here, bringing you guys my APA Little Couple Wi-Fi Season 2 Round 1 battle against Adversify and his Philadelphia Scolipedes. Now, I know this game is going up a bit late. I'm sorry, I do apologize. I just had some other things come up. And honestly, was working on some other videos, some other pretty big projects that I want to get done on the channel before Gen 8 drops, so I was a little bit preoccupied in getting this game up. However, it is here now, and we should have, be back on schedule going forward after this game. But without further ado, we should just jump right into this. It's already late as it is. Don't want to drag it on any longer than we have to. If you do remember, or if you didn't know, we did actually play Adversify Week 10, which is the final week of the regular season. So the week before this battle, we had to play him. However, since we were pretty much already clinched for playoffs, we were able to conceal a lot of sets during that game. There was one set in particular that I didn't accidentally, that I brought that worked out phenomenally, which was our Magnemite set. We brought a Magnerized Berry Juice set, and it did amazing, picking up 4 kills or something like that. Unfortunately, we did reveal that in our, I believe it was like a 3-0 or 2-0 victory. However, pretty much other than that, we were able to save a lot of sets for this game, which is awesome. And yeah, with that being said, though, we should probably just jump right into matchup. If you guys did forget, our team consists of Volibee, Meowth, Clamperl, Sandygas, Machop, Cleffa, Magnemite, Roggenrola, Smoochum, and Lotad, while our opponent's team consists of the Wingull, Bunnelby, Alolan Sandshrew, Scrubby, Alolan Geodude, Beldum, Amora, Trapinch, Krabby, and Shroomish. Quick little overview of the team that we are bringing. We are bringing a Focus Sash lead Smoochum with Fake Out, Psychic, Ice Beam, and Hidden Power Fighting. Max, pretty much max speed, max attack. We are bringing a Eviolite, Weak Armor Volibee with Dark Pulse, Hidden Power Fighting, Roost, and Nasty Plot, Weak Armor ability. We have enough defense to take a hit from Krabby after rocks unless he has Adamant Life Orb. And even then, it is a pretty big roll in our favor. But other than that, we should always be able to take a hit from that thing after rocks, get our Weak Armor boost up, and we can do a lot of damage to that thing with Dark Pulse and potentially even get +2-1 and try and win the game like that. If we can get a Nasty Plot up, his team does not have sufficient checks to this thing at all, in all honesty. And then next up, we also have a Choice Scarfed Meowth with U-Turn, Hidden Power Fighting, Shockwave, and Hyper Voice. So we are a special Choice Scarfed Meowth. We brought the same exact set last week. I just didn't really elaborate on it too much other than the Shockwave that you saw in the U-Turn. But we are rocking the same exact set. This thing actually does hit his team pretty hard. It gives me something to outspeed the, what do you call it? The Alolan Sandshrew under Hail, which is really nice. Being able to outspeed that thing is great. And just having great speed control versus his team, outspeeding everything besides Scarf Wingull, which I believe we speed tied with, or we could be slower. I could just be completely wrong. But Meowth is a good revenge killer in this game in certain instances, so really excited to see how it works out. After that, we have our Sandygas, which is rocking out with the Eviolite, Shore Up, Shadow Ball, Earth Power, and Stealth Rock. Very defensive, bold, Sandygas. This is going to serve as a blanket check to the what's it serving as a check to again? Oh my gosh, am I blanking? Let me look back through his team. More so the Bunnelby. It also checks the Scruppy and stuff like that. It was mainly there to make sure that Bunnelby doesn't come in and claim a kill every time. It also gives us a pretty reliable rocker, which is great. Getting rocks against this team is very important and very nice. It was kind of just a filler one that we didn't need much else on the team other than a rocker, so Sandygas did fit that role very well. We can take one hit from pretty much anything on the physical side, which is nice as well. Next up, we have our Machop, which is coming back with a pretty cool set. Last week we were like a sub bulk up set, which is really cool with Berry Juice. This week, however, we're rocking out with Choice Scarf, which sounds pretty standard. We're rocking out with Dynamic Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, and Vacuum Wave, which is really cool. Vacuum Wave is for the Alolan Sandshrew. With the Naive Nature, we actually knock that thing out. If it's not Eviolite, I believe we have a really good shot of knocking it out. We do a lot to an Amora, which is really good. And it's also nice for an agility up Krabby if it is weakened. But Vacuum Wave is going to do a decent amount to that thing because it has a pretty terrible Swift. So I figured it was a cool, neat tech option to have because other than Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, and Dynamic Punch, 3 punches, we didn't need really anything else on this thing. So I figured that would be really nice. So yeah, that's going to be Machop this week, another really good revenge killer. And then we have our Magnemite, which is rocking out the same exact set as last week, despite him knowing probably that it's coming. Rocking out with Berry Juice, Sturdy Ability, Magnet Rise, Recycle, Flash Cannon, and Thunderbolt. This thing really does put in a lot of work on his team. If we can get a Magnet Rise, stuff like the Alolan Sandshrew, especially the potential Trap Inches, which is what we set up on last time. The Bunnelby that is not rocking out with like Fire Punch or something like that, which I do expect this time. we serve as a pretty good check to all those things. And otherwise, just Magnemite's really hard for his team to switch into. He does not appreciate it, especially without that Trap Inch, which we would have taken advantage of anyways, but no ground immunity on this, which is nice. I wish we had Volt Switch this matchup, but unfortunately not. We just couldn't really fit it. But yeah, that's going to be the 6 that we're bringing. The 6 that Inversify ended up bringing consists of the Skorupi, Alolan, Sandshrew, the Bunnelby, Amora, Krabby, and Weagle. I don't know why I was blanking out and reading the names. Like, I forgot what mods there when I just was talking about it. But like I said in the little team builder section of the video, my lead 100% is Smoochum. That's a mon that Sash can't get broken by Hail, which is obviously really, really nice. And I can kind of just get up, get off a Fake Out and get off a big hit. Pretty much claim a kill, in all honesty. Fake Out into Psychic or Ice Beam does a lot to everything. That plus Hidden Power Fighting hits his entire team really, really hard. So this thing puts on a lot of offensive pressure initially. Right here, we are going to lead off with our Smoochum, as we're going to see him lead off with Crab Wave, which originally I thought was going to be Krabby, but it was a Skorupi. Definitely fits as well. As turn 1, I'm just going to throw up a Fake Out, just in case this was a lead Sash set or something like that. We could flinch this thing, and Fake Out actually always puts this thing in range of a Psychic, which is what we are going to go for next. And we're actually going to be able to just clean knock out this Skorupi, which is great, because this thing was a really good check to our Machop, and down it goes really early in the game. So we will definitely take that. Definitely take that. As right here, he's going to go out into Amora. However, this is completely fine with me. We do have Hidden Power Fighting for this thing, and if I can get rid of Hail, that makes his Sandshrew much less of a problem. We're going to go for Hidden Power Fighting, see that he is not the Choppleberry or anything like that. He proves to probably be Eviolite, because I didn't even bring him down to 1 HP, like if he was Sash or something like that. And if he wasn't Eviolite, he probably would have dropped to that. However, he's going to like to get up his rocks. It's completely fine with me. I'm going to go for a Psychic right here and be able to knock out the Amora. So we basically just traded minimum 2 for 1 on our Smoochum upon lead, which puts us in such a phenomenal position early on. Just a really, really great position. As right here, he's going to go to the Alolan Sandshrew. I know I can't really let this thing set up, or it does a lot of damage to me. So I'm going to stay in knowing I can let anyone hit. He goes for the Earthquake. I'm saying anyone hit because of the Sash, obviously. And he's going to go for the Earthquake as I go for a Hidden Power Fighting. It reveals to be the Choppleberry. However, that's fine. We're able to knock that thing down incredibly low, which is great. Down in the range of Vacuum Wave for sure. Down in the range of Meowth. Down in the range of pretty much anything. As right here, he's going to go for the Icicle Spear. Knock out our Smoochum. But Smoochum basically traded 3 for 1 right there, because this thing is pretty much eliminated at this point. As down goes Smooch. Which is, again, unfortunate, but not the biggest deal in the world. I realize I don't have Smoochum on the layout, and I have Roggenrola from the last battle. So we're just going to take Roggenrola off instead of Smoochum. Oops. Sorry about that, Smooch. But down goes that, and out comes Meowth. I'm going to click Hyper Voice because I knew he was in range, being that he was Choppleberry. I didn't have to worry about Eviolite or anything like that, and a non-Eviolite dropped that 100% of the time. But yeah, out comes the Bunnelby. I believe I just stay in and click Hyper Voice. This is going to switch around very well. If he predicts the Sandygast to come in, he can get a lot of damage off it on it with something like a Thief, which is what he goes for right here. He's gonna reveal to be Life Orb, take a little bit more chip right here as he goes for a Quick Attack this next turn. Unfortunately, taking out our Meowth, but Meowth was able to take out him on and then bring down the Bunnelby really low, and this was another ginormous threat to me. So I will definitely take that. Down goes Meowth, and right here I can go out into Machop and put on some immediate offensive pressure. As he does go for a Quick Attack, I'm gonna go for a Thunder Punch, because it hits the Krabby and it hits the Wingull very hard. He's going to go for the Quick Attack, though. Smart playing his end. Die to Life Orb. Be able to scout and see what I want to go for. And down goes the Bunnelby. Out comes the Krabby, and I'm going to click Thunder Punch, because Thunder Punch should put this thing in range of a Vacuum Wave, unless he's Eviolite. And this is terrifying, because you're going to see him go for an Agility right here. And at this point in the game, I'm thinking, oh no, I lose. However, I still do have my Volibee at full. So provided he is not Adamant Life Orb, I should always live a hit from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch in and sack off my Sandygast. The reason I'm doing this is because Sandygast really doesn't have any use against 2 water types left, in all honesty. And Machop being Scarf is really nice still on this endgame. If it gives me something to outspeed a non-Scarf Wingull, which I don't expect in this matchup, to be completely honest. And Vacuum Wave, if for some reason I can get this Krabby down a little bit low or something else. I don't know exactly what that would be. Or if I can get a crit, worst comes to worst. I figured saving Machop was better than saving Sandygast, and I did not see him agiliting again. And even if he did, I still had my Volibee in the back to take one hit, if that makes sense. So we are going to go into our Sandygast. He's going to go for Liquidation, and you're going to see right here that we are actually going to live the hit which is pretty insane that Sandy Gas actually just chewed that liquidation from a sheer force Krabby. I found out that this isn't life orb from this information, which is also nice to know because my Volibee should pretty much always live a hit from this thing. As down goes Sandy Gas, which is unfortunate. It would have been cool to see this thing live a hit and potentially get off a Shadow Ball and like knock this thing out, but unfortunately it does not do so. Down goes Sandy Gas. However, this lets me get into my Volibee, and what I'm going to do right here as he goes for the liquidation is I am going to click Nasty Plot. The reason that I click Nasty Plot is because if he is for some reason Scarf, if he's for some reason Scarf Wingull in the back, it can totally win with like Hydro or Surf at this point because my Magnemite has its sturdy broken. It could probably die to that. My Machop is outsped, and this thing is outsped. And Dark Pulse doesn't just raw knock it out after rock sometimes. So I don't remember the exact rule. It might sometimes. I totally forget. But I knew I lived this hit. I knew my weak armor would proc, and I was EV'd to be faster than this thing. So provided I got my weak armor off and got the Nasty Plot off, the game should be over with Volibee right here, as we are going to live the hit pretty comfortably. We're going to go for a Nasty Plot, which is great. So we're up at +2/+2 at this point, and there's not too much my opponent can do, as we are going to outspeed. As you see, we're going to go for a Dark Pulse, knock out the Krabby, which is great. Down it goes, and all that is left is going to be the Wingull, which should drop to the Dark Pulse right here at +2. Especially when that Rock Smart out neutral, Dark Pulse definitely wouldn't kill that thing. But +2 will for sure do the job. We are able to knock it out, and we were able to pick up a nice 3-0 victory against Inversify here. GG's to him. This is a very touch matchup for him to win. Our offense just did really well versus him. And shoutouts to Smoochum, really just putting in the utmost of work, picking up pretty much 2.5 kills on lead matchup, which is insane. And in Little Cup, everything's really about positioning and getting yourself momentum, offensive momentum, and Smoochum 100% did so for us in this game. Really put our opponent on the back foot to where we could kind of put ourselves in a commanding position going forward until that Krabby came in and agility and scared the ever-living crap out of me. That was absolutely terrifying. I was really scared I was about to get reverse swept by Krabby, but yeah. Unfortunately, not unfortunately. I'm totally happy about winning the playoff game. We are able to move on to semifinals where we were playing our good buddy Diet Tight, aka Jason. He's having a really good season despite not being super experienced in the Little Cup tier. He's played much better as the season's gone on and progressed. I think he has the overall MVP of the league, which is going to be Dwebble. He got like 20 kills with it or something like that, which is insane for a tier 2 mon. So I'm looking forward to that game. That one should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can win that game and move on to the finals, where I believe we would play either Harry or Panther, depending on who wins that game. But depending on that, hopefully we can take home a championship to close out Gen 7 as we move into Gen 8, especially in a league that I run. That'd be nice. But yeah, that is going to be our round 1 game. Again, GG's to Inversify. Really cool dude. Be sure to go check him out in the description below, as well as all the other coaches. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and like the video and all that good stuff. If you did enjoy and you want to stick around and catch, all our other league games, all of the great content we have planned for Gen 8. I have so many ideas. I am so juiced for Gen 8 draft and just Gen 8 competitive mons in general. I have a lot of ideas, and you should definitely stick around to see them. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you again for watching. Later.